Oh, welcome! Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a cookery show because I'm going to be making fruit pots for beetles, for roaches, for geckos, etc, etc. So let's get on with that. First thing I'm going to go through is exactly what I'm going to use, which is some clear honey, which stops things going off so quick. This is a squished and mashed banana. This is actually powdered calcium from a cuttlefish shell, which I've smashed up and turned into powder. And this is brown sugar, because I love sugar. And this is a stuff called agar, or vegan jelly or gelatine, whatever we're going to call it. And it's also full of proteins and all sorts of other things, so which is really good. It's not cheap, but you know, you don't really need a lot of it. It's only a teaspoonful of that. And of course, kind of an ice cube tray. I think this is actually for candles, but doesn't really matter. Something you can pour it into anyway, get it into there after to set. This is the stuff that makes it set. This is the stuff that they like. This is the stuff that stops it going off so quick. And this is just to give it a bit more of a kick. And this is obviously calcium for the shells or nails or teeth or bones or whatever you've got that you're feeding these to. Remember, this is not just for beetles. They've just been called beetle cups by everybody for some reason forever. So we're going to stick to beetle cups or jelly cups. And the agar has lots of protein and other stuff in it. Right, I'm going to do some cooking. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stick a bit of boiling water. I've cheated by boiling it already, so a bit of boiling water in there. And let's stick, first thing I'm going to do is stick the onion. Yeah. I'll try and do without knocking everything. And I'm going to stick a big old teaspoonful of honey in here. There you go. Oh, my spoon's going in the pan anyway, because I've got to eat this honey. Yep. And that's why I need a bigger jumper. Right. And I'm just going to stick this banana in here. Nice view of my hand there. Into that pot. Chuck the sugar in. Chuck the calcium in. There we go. Get that in there. And I'm going to whack this up and get me a nice plastic spoon so I don't scratch my scratch-proof pan. And we're going to give this a whiz. Get it all up to boil. Make sure there's no great chunks of banana in it. Because I must admit, I didn't use a blender. All I've done is squished it with the back of a fork because I'm too lazy to get the blender out. Also, I have no idea where my wife puts it. Good excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. What I'm going to do when this boils is we're going to put some agar in it and give it a good mix. Leave it until it's sort of going a bit jelly, and we're going to pour it, hopefully, into this and stick it in the fridge for a bit, and we should end up with our beetle cups. Put on the ring properly, I think. Yeah, I might have put a bit much water in here, but never mind. I can always squish a bit more banana if I want to. And the only reason I'm doing with the hot water is just to get the honey all distributed throughout the recipe. I'll come back to you when this gets to boiling in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're now simmering away. You can see that, it's nice boiling. Now I'm going to stick the agar in. Here it is. Just chuck it in there. Waste any, costs a fortune. And then give it a good mix, make sure it gets everywhere. We don't want it drying on the top. And I'll whack this off now. Turn it off. Whack it off. Yeah, I bet in some countries that isn't a good thing. Right, I can actually feel this thickening up as I'm stirring it. So I'm going to keep stirring it. With a bit of luck, It should thicken up shortly. I'm going to leave it for a second and cool down. I'll come back to you. There we go. In a few minutes, give me a chance to wash them things. And we've got this. It's, as you can, I don't know if you can see that, it's setting quite well. Starting to skin over there now, so it's not too bad. Should have left it a bit longer. I'm just being lazy because it's cold. So let's get this so it's there. And hopefully this will still flow. And what we do is just put a little bit in each one of these. It's a bit like making cakes. There we go. In this one. Looks like a big chunk of banana. I didn't bother blending too well, did I? There you go. Don't forget this isn't a kid's pie, so it doesn't really matter how well you do this. I mean, it's not like you're making Yorkshire puddings. There we go. Oop. Look for one. A bit more in that one, I think. It's starting to thicken up now, so yeah, these in here. Probably too much in that. Yep. This was half a banana. It was 2 tablespoonfuls of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of honey, albeit a rather large one, and 2 teaspoonfuls of agar, and a random amount of calcium. It depends what it is that you're feeding. I'm left with a tiny bit in the bottom, which I'm quite happy to fling. So this, I'm just going to let this cool. That is going really, you see it's quite solid. I'm going to stick this in the fridge. I'll come back to you and show you what it looks like in a while. Okay, back in the bug room. And this is what we end up with, which is, looks like a bloody ice cube, but look how well these set. Perfect. And you know what's in it, so you can eat it. So, I'm just wondering if I can get a video of a beetle having a munch. Let's see. As is typical with animals, shouldn't ever work with them. But these guys aren't even bothering, but I know they like it. So this is, like I said, really, really simple. And I'll put the recipe down below in the description. And you can make your own. And as you see, they're quite solid. So wonderful. You can actually eat these yourself, and you can actually freeze them. So, you know, there's no case of leaving them in the fridge for a month and they're all going to go green. You can actually stick them in the freezer and take one out at a time when you need it. And it won't make any difference, so you can make a big batch of them if you want, I suppose. And all bugs like them. Beetles like them. Cockroaches like them. Millipedes like them. I've not tried them with isopods, but I'm going to try some with isopods with these and see what happens. I should imagine Mantis would have a nibble at them, but I wouldn't suggest giving them a big cube. Let's let them have a quick nibble. And yeah, geckos like them, anoles like them. This is basically just banana and sugar, really, with added calcium. The proteins, etc., come from the agar, which is Japanese seaweed. And that's what sets it as well. So it's a win-win. You get the protein, and the protein is the bit that actually sets the jelly. So all good. Well, I'm going to get these guys back in their bioactive environment rather than this plastic lid, because they're just not used to it. They're a bit confused, and one of them's only just hatched, to be honest. This one, I think. The other ones are quite bright, as you can see there, and that one's a bit dull. Hopefully I'll have some of these for sale in the future, or at least the grubs, if you're interested. So yeah, anyway, that was it. That was my beetle jelly or bug jelly or gecko jelly or whatever you want to call it recipe, and how I make it. And as you can see, it is pretty convenient, pretty easy to do, and you can store it forever. And this is half a banana, and I got like 10 of these cubes. So you can imagine that's just half a small banana. Give me that. You can make tons of it and stick it in the freezer, and that'd be great. So yeah, anyway, that's it. If you liked it, give us a subscribe, and definitely give us a like. I want one of those. And how about commenting down below on what you feed beetle jelly to? Because it'd be interesting, because I know it's not always beetles, and I'd like to know. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.